What is going on, guys, and welcome to Life in the Grand Valley. My name is Keallan Dowells, a local real estate agent for Brown Real Estate and Brown Built Custom Homes. As you can tell, this is a newer channel. I created it because I want to show you what it's like to live, buy, sell, and build here in Grand Junction, Colorado, or the Grand Valley. If you didn't catch my last video, we talked about top reasons why people love living here in the Grand Valley. But what about some negatives? I can tell you there's a whole lot of positives to living here, and there's some negatives that we hear from people on why they move or why they're not interested in moving here and why they don't like living here. We're going to dive into those negatives for you here. Stay tuned. So we're talking about negatives, okay? Once again, in my last video, we talked about top reasons why. Location was pretty much on every person's list that I asked, but for a lot of people, it's also seen as a negative. I think the biggest contributing factors to that is one going to be how far west we are. If you drop a pin on the map, you'll see that. You'll see that about 30 miles give or take east of the Utah border. Because of that, people feel isolated. If you're needing to get access to a bigger city like Denver or maybe the surrounding areas in the Front Range, then you know that's going to be about a 4-hour drive east from Grand Junction to that area just to do so one way. Okay, even if you're looking to go, to Salt Lake, you're looking at 4 hours west. And I think the distance away from the bigger city is what people see as a negative, especially once again if you're traveling a lot, maybe for family, maybe it's for work, or maybe there's a lot of events going on down there that you like to get to frequently throughout the year. It's just too much of a commute than people would rather make to get there. If you're also looking to travel to those areas during the wintertime, then if you've driven through Colorado in the winter through the mountains, then the weather's can get really bad. Obviously, a lot of snow, a lot of icy roads, causing people to get stuck, needing to turn around, and a lot of people missing their events or work to get to that final destination because of bad roads during the winter. And then another thing is traveling, flying out of Grand Junction specifically. Okay, in most cases, obviously you can get to where you need to go. Time of travel might be longer depending on where that is, which can be inconvenient. A lot of layovers, trust me, I know. I'm originally from Maui, Hawaii. I've been here for 10 years. My wife and I travel there at least twice a year, at least once a year. Twice a year would be a plus to see my family out there, and traveling can be a pain. And it's always, usually, in most cases, where we're going to Hawaii or other areas that are further away, double the price than would it be to fly, let's say, fly out of Denver, Salt Lake, or even Montrose, an hour south of us. And so those are the biggest contributing factors to why people see location as a negative. Okay. Number 2 is going to be weather. It's another item that was on people's list for why they love living here in the Grand Valley. If you're looking to move to Colorado, or you're already located in Colorado looking to move to Grand Junction, you're going to get all 4 seasons here in Colorado. I made that joke in my first video about how people always say that you can get all 4 seasons in one day. If you don't like the weather, wait 20 minutes. But the truth is, we are in a desert climate here in Grand Junction, right? So when we look at the peaks of specifically winter and summer, it's going to get really cold into the single digits and the negatives for several months, and it's going to get really hot during the peaks of summer. We've been seeing weather up to 105, 107, and during the summer it's fire season. We've had some bigger fires here in the past couple years. Can pose air quality risk and stuff like that, as well as in the wintertime we don't get a lot of moisture. A snowstorm might come through, you might get 3 to 5 inches, and that's no big deal if you're coming from an area once again with higher moisture during the wintertime. But for the most part, peaks of winter and summer specifically are the biggest reasons why people don't like the weather here, just because it gets once again really cold and really hot, and maybe someone's might be looking for a higher elevation that's a harsher winter but a cooler throughout the rest of the year, or the opposite, right? Obviously, springtime, fall is beautiful. The fall colors on the Grand Mesa are amazing. Springtime's awesome, right? Springtime, you can still be skiing on the Grand Mesa at Powderhorn and come down here and golf on the same day. But for the most part, once again, peaks of winter and peaks of summer deter people from liking to live here in the Grand Valley. Number 3, guys, is going to be entertainment and nightlife. Now, in terms of nightlife, the biggest thing I hear is people aren't looking for, this big nightclub scene or the newest nightclub or anything like that. What they're looking for are things that kind of fall in line with, a Top Golf or possibly, a View House. They want more options that follow that type of trend of activities to do, like on a Friday or Saturday night, right, where they can take their whole family, still enjoy and have a good time, like even Dave and Buster's, right? in terms of that type of scene, we have bars, we have breweries, we have distilleries, we got wineries. If you look at, Palisade is very well known nationally now in eastern part of the Grand Valley. That's wine country. We have all those things, but people just want more amenities, as I mentioned. In terms of entertainment, I mentioned this earlier, I believe, Grand Junction is on an upward trend for entertainment, right? Might not have the biggest mainstream artists coming through or a professional game coming through, but we have, a JUCO team. We host a JUCO World Series. We have Palisade that hosts the Peach Fest and Wine Fest. People travel from all over to check that out. We have Country Jam in June of every year. People, the big country festival, people travel all over that. We've got the Las Colonias Theater that has, was built a few years back, and that's provided some bigger events and artists come through. We've had Whiskey Myers, Cody Johnson, Billy Currington's coming. We have Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, so on and so forth. We got the Mesa Theater. Great country and reggae artists have come through there, rock artists as well. And then we have Warehouse 2565, which has brought in some awesome country artists and reggae artists. So I think we're in an upward trend there, and I think that's a plus. People would still say it's a negative. It's not enough, but once again, if you're looking for that, then you're looking to live in a bigger city, most likely. But that is the reason why people, once again, look at entertainment and nightlife as a negative. They think it's still more of a retirement town feel, and it's not up in that up and coming area. But once again, we're trending in the right direction, I believe. Okay, and then the last one is a growing problem, right? If you talk to anyone in the Grand Valley, in any town, you're going to have areas with a lot of crime and areas that have less crime. I think in terms of crime, anyone would probably tell you in Grand Junction that they feel fairly safe and comfortable here. And there are areas maybe where they might say different, but the biggest thing and point that I want to bring about is the fact that when we look at crime per capita, Grand Junction or the Grand Valley is the higher among the list of crime per capita and higher than the national average. Okay. The other thing is the growing homeless population. I think it's very unfortunate that people are in that situation, right? I think it's a growing problem nationally, but when you drive around downtown Grand Junction, you're seeing more homeless camps and people around. It's becoming a growing problem for the community. We're also noticing, you drive around downtown near shops and stores, you're finding more people standing on medians and standing on the side, walk with signs, asking for money, asking for help. And it's just becoming a growing problem and concern of the Grand Valley, the Grand Junction, Mesa County community. So those are my negatives. If you're another realtor watching this, or if you used to live here, you visited here, and you saw some other negatives, please drop that in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I'm sure others who are watching this video would love to see what you have to say about the Grand Valley in terms of negatives. Once again, I'm new to the YouTube game. I would appreciate your feedback. If you like these videos, please like it, subscribe. Once again, I'm a realtor for Brown Real Estate and Brown Built Custom Homes. If you have any questions about the real estate game, whether it's buying, selling, or building here in the Grand Valley, I'd love to become a great resource for you. I hope you guys tune in for my next video.